Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel, I'm ForClassic and welcome to BenchART. So for this video I will be testing the Crew 2 developed by Ivory Tower, and they are using their in-house technology. This is not the first time that I'm trying this game on this laptop, although the first time that I did try it out it was the closed beta. So after 1 year or two after the release of this game, we are here trying again the game because it is on a massive sale, and for the settings I will be using not 720p, 768p, which is the native resolution of this laptop, using low settings and using the resolution scaling set to the minimum, which makes the game very ugly. Alright, this is unfortunate, but it needs to be like that. And the requirements, we are completely below of them, so yeah, the performance it is not very good. So with my native resolution, using the minimum resolution scaling and using the low settings, what I got throughout 3 different tracks, it was an average of 31 frames per second with a 1% low of 23. So this is rather acceptable, but not the ideal experience if you ask me. I also tried to drop the settings below the low because there is a possibility of reducing, for example, shadows. Disabling shadows and all that kind of stuff. But unfortunately the performance bump, it wasn't really great. It was just 1 or 2 frames per second for losing shadows, and I don't think that really justifies. I prefer to have shadows at the cost of 1 or 2 frames, or disappear the shadows entirely and making the game very bland. So I decided to stick with the low settings because it's the minimum acceptable graphically for the game. But yet, and as you can see on this recording, the frame rate, it is under 30 frames per second at some points, and this is not really the best experience for this game, let alone the fact that we are playing with the minimum resolution scaling, which makes the game very blurry. Alright, this is one of the stuff that unfortunately doesn't really help visually. At launch, this game didn't support resolution scaling, but I am happy to see that at least they added to the game after some updates, and I'm actually happy that we are able to use it to make the game playable. But like I did told you, it isn't really enough to have a decent performance to the game, and the game, it is still very blurry. The tests that I have performed, it was on this track, the boat race and the airplane. The airplane, it was definitely the most lightweight tests. The boat, it was the more demanding, and this car race, it was pretty much between the performance of the airplane and the boat race. Okay, so that's all about the performance, but what about the game? The game have been launched by 1 year by now, and it is on a massive discount on Ubisoft this weekend, so it only costs you 15 euros. I think it's a huge discount, and this is probably because, honestly, I think this game got a little bit forgotten and there isn't too much people playing it. But the thing is, despite this game offers an arcade-ish gameplay, the true reality, it isn't really good. Alright, the gameplay, this doesn't really feel anything special, and in fact, if you don't know Ivory Tower, the developers behind this game, contains people, a lot of people from Eden Games that did create Test Drive Unlimited 1 and Test Drive Unlimited 2. And despite all Test Drive Unlimited were awesome games in regard to the environment and the stuff that you have to do, the gameplay of all those games, if you are going to try them today, they feel a little bit clunky. And this is exactly the same thing as with the Crew, because the Crew, it is pretty much the same team behind it. They just pick up a new team, alright, call it other name, but most of the people and the essential people inside Ivory Tower, it is the same of the Test Drive Unlimited. And so the gameplay also feels a little bit clunky at times, just like Test Drive Unlimited, because the team, it is the same. Alright, but apart from that, the graphics are amazing, and the world to explore, it is absolutely insane. You can travel by using planes, boats, motorcycles, whatever you want, you can travel in this world. It is a massive open world, it is huge, although sometimes it lacks detail in certain parts, but there are a lot of races. And the best part about it is that if you have friends to play with, there is a lot of stuff. You can create your own crew and go against other crews. You can personalize the car, tuning it at Need for Speed style. So there are a lot of stuff with this game. Although, thanks to the, to the bad gameplay, I think, I wouldn't say bad, but a little bit more clunky gameplay. Thanks to that, and some parts being a little bit not funny, this game didn't receive enough credit in my opinion, and because of that I think it got into the forgotten land. But still, if you want to enjoy this game, like I did told you, 15 euros on Uplay, you can get this game for this very cheap price, and you can have a ton of hours of gameplay. Alright, so guys, I think that's all that I want to talk about the crew. Hope you keep enjoying the rest of the gameplay, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
Really likes doing stunts.